Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today with my empties of sort of end of Jan, early Feb. I sort of do these mid-month, so they're a bit off. Sometimes I do them every 6 weeks, so who knows. But I thought I'd film this today for a couple of reasons. One, I can, and two, the next sort of videos that I want to do are sort of more time consuming. So I thought I'll get this out of the way before I worry about those, because I'm thinking of doing a lipstick video, but I want to do some like testing first and just like refreshing things. And this month I am sort of trying to test a lot of the Nabla range. So I'm wearing the Dreamy 2 palette on my eyes and a lipstick on my lips. I'll have the details in the description box, but it's sort of hard to review a lot of things at one time, if that makes sense. So empties are easy. But if you're not familiar with what empties is, I pretty much store things that I've used up, and then I tell you what I think about the product after using it, give you a mini review and let you know if I would repurchase the product or not. All right, let's get on to it. Probably the biggest thing in the way is my baby wipes. These are the little ones, fragrance-free baby wipes. I use these to sort of wipe my hands, to sometimes just wipe product off brushes or whatever it might be. They're on my makeup desk. If I make a mess, they're there. They're helpful. So yeah, I have repurchased these many times and I will repurchase them again. Right before getting these products, I used up a cleansing oil. So this is the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. So it is a Japanese cleansing oil. I wanted to try this, and it's not a bad cleansing oil. It does emulsify. I still prefer Serum. I think it's a better one for my face. I just like it more. So I ended up using this on my sponges, which worked fine. So I don't hate it. It's not my top cleansing oil. I've heard a lot of people rave about it and I'm like, yeah, it's good. But I mainly use this for brush and sponge cleaning purposes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would repurchase that for sponge cleaning. But again, it's not my favorite face oil. I don't know if you care about this stuff, but vitamins. I actually had to take Ostelin Vitamin D, and there's 300 capsules in this, and I've been taking these since I think maybe May or June. I just had to go down and buy a new bottle of this because I got blood tests before I got pregnant and they said I was vitamin D deficient. So the doctor recommended these and they work, because I also got a blood test I think 2 weeks ago. Not vitamin D deficient right now, so they work. Good on them. All right, product that I didn't really like. This is from Pixi. It is the Glow Tonic Cleansing Gel. So this is a cleansing gel that has glycolic acid in it, which is great. So glycolic acid helps chemically exfoliate your skin, helps the skin sort of cell turnover and get rid of dead skin cells and whatnot. And as you get older, you reach a point where physical exfoliants can actually do more damage to your skin, so you have to sort of switch to chemicals. So I'm pro glycolic acids. I like having them in products. I do have a toner that's really, really strong and I can't use it too often. So having it in a form like this is pretty easy to incorporate into your skincare routine. But I didn't like this. The problem with this was it was a gel, but it wasn't like a foaming gel. It wasn't like a traditional cleanser. It was literally like putting gel on your face and then just smearing it around, and I didn't like that. So the way you're supposed to use this is apply a small amount to damp skin, massage gently for 30 seconds, avoiding the eye area, rinse and pat clean. For someone that wears a lot of makeup, even though I do start my cleansing routine with a cleansing oil, this wasn't cleansing enough. So it was really confusing. I'd much prefer to use a glycolic acid in a toner or something, because this cleanser I didn't like, so I wouldn't repurchase that. All right, I used up a hand cream. This is the chemistry brand HA3 hand hydrator with hyaluronic acids and butters of mango and Inca Inchi. I did like this hand cream. I really like this brand. I don't know if I liked this more than the hand chemistry one, which is the pink one. I feel like that one, it has better anti-aging properties. But what I did like about this was it had a nice scent to it. All right, I got a little bit out. So it's like a lemon balm or lemongrassy type scent that's quite fresh, but not too dominating. I currently have a couple of hand creams on the go that are really nice, but the scents are so strong that I actually find them a little bit distracting. So for example, when I'm at my computer, I might have put my hand cream on 10 minutes ago and I'm just getting a waft of scent. So this was scented, but it wasn't obnoxiously scented, and it was more of what feels like almost like a silicone-y type hand cream where it's thick and you rub it in, but then it sort of feels like it's gone sort of touch dry. So I did like this. I did really like this. I would buy it again, but I think I prefer the pink one in the range. So even though I would buy this one again because it was nice and refreshing, that's still my preferred one from this brand. I used up another cleanser. This was before, I used this before the Pixi one. So it's a Glow Recipe Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser. I did actually really like this, and surprisingly it does smell like blueberries. I think blueberries are a funny thing because it's got such a subtle taste and scent that you sort of, unless you've got like fresh blueberries or like blueberries in a muffin or something, blueberries have a really sort of like faint scent. So I wasn't expecting much from this, but it actually had a nice blueberry scent. It was a nice basic gel cleanser. I enjoyed it. I would give it another go. All right, I used up this product. It's the Dear Klairs Rich Moist Soothing Cream. This is a nice thick sort of, but not greasy moisturizer. It works really nicely on the face, but I actually ended up using this on my hands because somehow it became my car moisturizer and I would apply it on my hands. So this is a fragrance-free product, but it does have sort of like a lotiony kind of scent to it. And yeah, if you liked a thicker moisturizer that doesn't leave you greasy, this is a nice one. I would use this in winter. In summer for me, it's probably a bit too thick, but I did just use it as like a hand and arm cream and it was really nice. But again, I would totally use this on my face when I need a thicker moisturizer, whereas in summer I like something a little bit lighter. So I did like that, would give it another go. Used up the Alamus Superfood Blackcurrant Jelly Exfoliator. So this was in my empties a couple of months ago. Simon saw that I used it up and that I enjoyed it and he gave me his because he wasn't using it. I do like this. So this is like a gel sort of cleansing product with little exfoliating particles in it, but it's not too extreme. Like I do like a good extreme scrub. I really enjoy that, but I know it's not the best for my skin. So this is more of a gentle one, but it still works pretty well. I didn't realize that my boyfriend really enjoyed this. And as soon as I used it up, he's like, where's the face scrub stuff? And I was like, what, which one? And he's like, not the one that's currently in the shower. And I was like, oh, I just used it. I would have left it for him if I knew that he really enjoyed it, but he did. So yeah, I do like this. I think it's one that Alamus, you know, is probably at the price range where I probably wouldn't repurchase this. I'd try other scrubs. But it was, yeah, definitely usable. I enjoyed using it. My boyfriend enjoyed using it. So yeah, it's one that I would consider using again if I saw it on sale. But for the price point, I don't know if I saw enough results for me to rush out and get it, but I did like it. All right, I used up my Dermalogica. This is the Age Bright Clearing Serum. I really like this. It's sort of like a liquid serum that's like a water. So it's really easy to apply because after you've cleansed your skin, you just put it on. It just sort of sinks in really quickly and it doesn't feel like you're layering a lot of serums on your skin. So sometimes when you have gel serums or oil serums or creamy serums, the more you put on, the sort of more suffocated your skin feels. Whereas this felt like a water, so it worked really well. But this was essentially a salicylic acid product. So it helps clear your skin, which is great because I still get breakouts as a 33-year-old, but it also helps like with aging as well. So it's like that if you're that kind of person that's like, okay, I'm sort of too old for the acne fighting things, they're too harsh for my skin, but also like a lot of the anti-aging things don't work for me because I get breakouts and it's sort of heavy. This is that sort of product that works for that middle ground of people that want something light, that isn't sort of going to be harsh on the skin, but also provides some anti-aging benefits and some clearing benefits. So I definitely would repurchase this. It's one of those things, it's pretty, Dermalogica I always think is really expensive as a brand. I feel like their product should be like 30% cheaper and I would buy the whole range. So they're really hard for me to recommend, but I would definitely, if I saw this on sale, I would pick it up. I enjoyed using it. Lasted me a very long time, and I do have sort of skin that gets quite irritated easily, and of course this didn't affect my skin at all in a negative way, which is great to see. So yeah, this range is, they got a good spot clearing treatment in this range as well, which I like. All right, so I'm going to talk about some sachets, and then I have some Project Pan stuff to talk about. So I like to leave those till the last. So I've got some products from ThisWorks. I've got the Morning Expert Open Eyes. This is an anti-blue light glide-on skin support for wide awake eyes. So it's an eye serum sample. And I have the Morning Expert Hyaluronic Serum. So this is a 2% hyaluronic acid and slow release vitamin C serum. I used these and I found that what I didn't like about them was they balled up my moisturiser and my sort of primer and makeup and whatnot. So I found that makeup and products didn't sit well over this. So it's not something that I would look at getting in the future. I also have the Milk Makeup. This is the Cooling Water Eye Patches. I have a couple more of these on my desk. I actually really like these. So they're gel eye patches. And what's really cool about them is even though you don't keep them in the fridge, and I'm sure you can if you want to, but I just use them out of the packet and they give you like an instant cooling effect somehow, and they feel cool for the whole time you wear them. So I have them on, like I had them on for like 20 minutes or something, and the whole time it felt really refreshed and cool. You take the thing off and your eye just feels sort of like refreshed and less puffy. So yeah, if you have problems with puffy eyes and you want some cooling patches, I think these are really, really good. And I would have just used the other couple packs that I have, but because I like this so much, I thought I will save it for a day where I'm looking particularly puffy and crap and I need some nice cooling. I think these work really well. All right, onto Project Pan things that I've used up. So I used up the Batiste Dry Shampoo and Hydrate. So I like the fact that Batiste have introduced sort of dry shampoos that do different things. So this one's supposed to help hydrate. I don't actually think it did help hydrate too much. It's got moisturizing avocado. What I didn't like about this, it says it's an invisible formula, but it's not. If you put a decent amount on or just a standard amount on, you will get a gray cast. So for me, I would skip the hydrating properties and go for a tinted one, but it did work okay as a dry shampoo. Like I used it up, I was happy to use it up, but I didn't feel like the added sort of benefits, I didn't notice a difference, if that makes sense. So I probably wouldn't repurchase this, but I'd go for the brown one. Used up a body oil. So this is the Tony Moly Perfume de Body Grace Oil. So it's a floral, fruity, green fragrance. I didn't mind this body oil. That's what it looks like, by the way. Worked as a body oil. It wasn't too greasy, but it was very fragranced. So this is not one that I'd wear at night before I go to bed, which is generally how I use a body oil. I do find body oils easiest to use at night because you're not worried about being greasy throughout the day or sticking to things or getting oil on things. So I do like to just put them on before I put my pajamas on, but I didn't like to go to bed fully fragranced. So this is one that I would use during the day. So it's probably not what I would repurchase because of the fragrance, strong fragrance, but it was fine as a body oil, but I've used a lot better. All right, I also used up my Smashbox Photo Finish Serene Greens Primer Water. So I really like Smashbox primer waters. They've got the original one that doesn't really have a scent or much of a scent, and they brought out these sort of limited edition scents. This one I didn't love the scent of. It's like a green juice kind of scent. It was quite nice and refreshing, but there are better scents out there like the citrus one and whatnot. So I do like this product. I probably wouldn't repurchase it in this scent, even though it was limited edition. I think it's still available, or in some places it's still available, but the product itself is great. You can use it under your makeup as like a primer water, or to finish your makeup to sort of bring down the powderiness of your makeup. So I really do like the product in general. Just this scent wasn't my fave. All right, even though I do have a few more things in the basket, I won't talk about them because I haven't talked about them yet in my Project Pan. But one thing I did talk about my Project Pan that I was nearly finished and that I was probably going to use up and just consider it used last check-in was my Superhero Mascara from IT Cosmetics. This is probably the most controversial product of this whole video because I have a love-hate relationship with it. So it's a mascara that I've had for probably 6 months. It went for a long time. If you're the kind of person that doesn't care about like your expiry dates, get this mascara because it lasts a long time. This mascara was fab when I first started using it because I think it's a little bit more liquidy. It gives you a really extreme effect. Like if you like volume and length, this is really, really great. But then what happens is it sort of starts thickening up a little bit and it it deposits way too much product. I found that I would have to take the wand and I'd spend probably like a few minutes scraping off the excess product into the thing, and even then my lashes would look super clumpy. So I would then have to go on the back of my hand and scrape the product off so the wand was almost dry to get a really good effect that wasn't like spidery, like clumpy lashes. So then you get over that part where you've used up the majority of the product, it starts getting quite dry, and then you can use it again no problem without having to scrape off the product. So it's sort of a roller coaster where I loved it at the start, and then it became like I liked the effect, but I had to remove so much product to get the effect. And then as it started drying out and there was less product on the wand, I loved it again. So this is a product that I wouldn't recommend to people because it is a roller coaster ride, but the effect you can get with it is so good that I would say, look, if you want to like have a play with it, it's worth it. If this came into my life again, I wouldn't begrudge it, but I wouldn't run out to repurchase it because I do know it's sort of like a fickle, difficult mascara that depending on where it is in its lifespan, it can be either fantastic or really annoying. So yeah, if I saw this on sale or saw it in a pack or something, I would totally buy it and use it again happily for 6 months. Like I said, I really like the effect of it, but the fact that it can go so clumpy so quickly, you have to really play around with it and learn to use it the best way. So yeah, some people love this, some people hate it. I love and hate it. And there's part of me that's like, I will miss this when it's gone because it was such a bold mascara and I really loved the effect of it. And so many times, especially when I started using this right at the start, I would get people saying, what mascara are you wearing? Like in person, people that don't even talk to me about makeup are like, what mascara are you wearing? So yeah, it definitely packs a punch and there's definitely pros to this. But yeah, I would probably repurchase it in the future at some point in time, but I would still try to find a mascara that can give me a similar effect with less of a headache. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. All right, so the rest of the products in my basket are for my next project pan check-in because yes, I've used up a product or two for my next check-in, which is great. But those are the products I've used up in the last month or so. I will list everything in the description box. So if you missed anything and you want to know what the name of the primer water was, I will have it in the description box. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.